If you've been recently developing a modern application, there is no way you haven't heard about cloud storage buckets like Amazon S3 and Azure Blobs. And chances are you're using them right now. But the unavoidable question you must ask yourself is whether your buckets are ransomware proof. In this video, I'll demonstrate how your buckets can be easily compromised and be subject to ransomware attacks. I'll also show what you can do to protect them. But before discussing the ransomware attack, we must remember that storage buckets are simply services that hold our data objects. An object is an immutable piece of data, which basically means that after it's created, we can't change its state. It consists of a file which can be in any format. And cloud providers like AWS, GCP, or Azure offer us an interface where we can create, read, reversion, and delete any amount of data. So how does a ransomware attack look like? You'll go to your storage bucket, whether from your Cloud Console or CLI, and try access your data object. And boom, you can't. You'll try again, but you can't.
What the hell is going on?
After some time, you'll start looking around your data objects, and you'll find a ransomware README note. It will state that all your data objects were encrypted and overwritten. And if you ever want to access them again, or don't want them to get leaked, you need to transfer some kind of cryptocurrency to a wallet. Okay, so now let's describe the attack vector of the malicious actor who encrypted our files. The attacker identifies a target bucket and gains right-level access to it. We're not going to discuss how, but probably some privilege escalation was involved here. Once the attacker gains right-level access to the target bucket, they'll perform some due diligence and examine the bucket's configuration to determine if it can be ransomware or not. They will check the S3 object versioning option, which is disabled by default. If enabled, this means that the bucket has backups, and the victim can quickly restore the overwritten data objects, which weakens the ransomware attack to the point that it's practically harmless, in case there isn't sensitive data that the attacker can leverage. The second thing the attacker will check is the MFA delete option, which will require multi-factor authentication on potentially destructive actions, such as changing object versioning configuration or permanently deleting an object from our bucket. If both conditions apply, the attacker will use the AWS API and replace each object in our bucket with an encrypted new copy of itself. Finally, all that is left is to upload a ransomware README file, and we're done. Protecting our cloud storage from ransomware attacks and enhancing its security posture is actually quite easy. First of all, make sure that your bucket is not public, so attackers can't easily find it. Enabling object versioning and MFA delete is already a significant improvement that we've talked about its benefits before. We can add bucket-level policies that will allow only specified chosen keys to encrypt our data objects. Finally, it's always good to have backups and data replicas of our storage buckets. Services like AWS Glacier can help us, but you should note that this practice comes with a price, since storing all the data and retrieving it will cost you money. This was 200 seconds on cloud storage ransomware. Thanks for watching.